Hi friends, welcome to Harmony Hills Home and Garden. I'm Jenny and we live and garden here in Baltimore, Maryland, Zone 7. Over the last few days, I've been installing some springtime annuals around the gardens. I've got some in window boxes, some in containers, and some in the ground. I thought I would just bring you along and show you where I've put and what I've put into the garden for the spring. Come with me and let's do some spring annuals. Because I've done these projects over the course of a few days, and because I didn't really film them in the traditional way, I'm just going to do a voiceover for most of this video. I hope you enjoy. Before I plant anything new, I want to add some compost into these window boxes. This is leaf mold, basically composted leaves, and I just put a nice top dressing in all of the window boxes with this compost. And then I also am using some slow release fertilizer. Osmocote brand is what I happen to have here, and I'm going to put some across all of the soil on these window boxes. Now I will also be using some water soluble fertilizer over the course of the summer every 2 weeks or so, but this slow release fertilizer will just be something that will last for 3 or 4 months as the season progresses, and hopefully will provide a steady feed to all the plants that I put in here. I'm going to be adding new summer annuals to these boxes, but I'm keeping these emerald green arborvitae. So on each side of the front door there are 2 of these emerald green arborvitae, and they're going to stay in this window box at least for this summer. They were there last summer, and I'm hoping to get a 3rd year out of them next year. But when they're done and too big for these window boxes, they will come out of here and go into the landscape somewhere. The first annual I'm putting into all of my window boxes are these Truffula Pink Gomphrena. These are a Proven Winners annual. They want full sun, and they grow to be about roughly 2 feet tall and wide, and they have beautiful little lollipop pink flowers on them. Next, I'm using some of these Snow Princess lobularia. These are a type of alyssum that Proven Winners has developed that are just spectacular. If you keep them happy with water and fertilizer all summer, they will grow to be about 3 feet or maybe even bigger in diameter. And now the star of the show. My purple element for this window box is the Supertunia Bordeaux. These are a gorgeous color of purple with a little bit of pattern on their petals, but they're just so pretty, and I have loved them for a long time. So they are once again going to be the star of the window boxes this year. So there I've got all of the annuals laid out. I've got 4 of the Supertunias, 2 of the Snow Princess, and 2 of the Truffula Pink. Super simple to just pop these into the window boxes, and there it is. And so I saved my tags and I stuck them in the back of the window box just in case I forget what I planted. And there you have it. They are not stuffed full and they're not immediate impact, but they will hopefully grow in and be beautiful all summer long. I'll be fertilizing these with Proven Winners water soluble fertilizer about every 2 weeks is my goal, and they do have the Osmocote in there as well. Now they're on drip irrigation, but my drip isn't turned on yet, so for a while I'm going to just water them by hand. My next project is to put some annuals into this container that's on our patio table. I found this trailing Dusty Miller at a garden center recently, and I've never grown it before, so I thought that this table would be a great place for this. And to go with it, I just picked up this 6-pack of flowering pansies, and these are in purple and white colors, my very favorite. To fill this container, I'm using this raised bed mix that I picked up at Lowe's. It has fairly big sized pine bark nuggets in it, so it will allow for really good drainage here. I have 4 of the trailing Dusty Miller, so I'm going to put them so that they roughly form a square once the container is set into place around the pole. And I have 6 of the pansies, but I think I'm only going to use 4. So it'll be alternating pansy, Dusty Miller, Pansy, Dusty Miller, etc. in a circle around the pole. I forgot to fertilize them, so I did go ahead and put some fertilizer on top of the soil off camera. And there you have it, one of the simplest containers ever, and I'm really just hoping that these fill in nicely. I've enjoyed this wall with the candy tuft and the daffodils so much this year that I decided I wanted to put some more annual interest across there, and why not do purple? So I grabbed some purple pansies and I put them across the wall at regular intervals, and I think that they're going to be just a beautiful pop of color in these beds. There's nothing special or different about my planting method this time. I'm just digging my hole with my hand trowel, and then I'm putting some Osmocote fertilizer down in the bottom. Now, the only reason I used Osmocote this time is because I'm out of Biotone. Osmocote is a great slow release fertilizer over the course of the summer. It'll feed these plants nicely. So dig the hole, put the Osmocote down in, then put the plant roots down in there, and then backfill. Cover up with a little bit of mulch if you can, to keep the moisture in and the weeds out. I'm really loving this color of these violas that I'm putting in. Did I say pansies? I think they're actually violas. But they really mimic the natural wild violets that we have throughout the yard, and they're my favorite. Up on the top near the patio, you can see those wild violets, and they just mimic the color of these violas that I just put in. The tulips are looking gorgeous. The candy tuft is still going strong, and now we've got those violas in there that really just add such a sparkle for springtime. Purple and white, I tell you what, that is my favorite color combination ever. Okay, so my last project for purpling up our spring gardens today is my front porch urns. They are looking really sad with the greens left over from Christmas, so it's time to spruce them up. I picked up some potted annuals from Lowe's. These are the kind that are intended to just, you're done. You just buy them and you set them out and you're done. But I'm going to actually transplant them out of the pots that they came in and put them into these urns. My supplies today include some compost, some raised bed garden mix, Osmocote, oh, and I found my bag of Biotone, and then just some tools, hand spade and, some water. Now I have 2 special trellises that I was given for Christmas, and I haven't had a chance to use them yet, so I'm excited to try them in this container. First thing I got to do is empty out these urns. They have old soil in them. I don't remember when they got soil put in, so I'm going to empty it all out and start fresh. Uh-oh. I don't have the camera in the right place to show you what I'm doing, but basically I'm filling up the urn with soil, and then I'm getting ready to plant this pot full of annuals into it. There, that's a better angle. Now I've taken the plants out of the pot, and I'm using the pot as a mold to stuff the soil in around the edges, and then I can just put that whole root ball down in there and just finish touching up the sides. You know what, let me just show you on this other side. So I'm putting the raised bed soil mix down in there, and I am taking that pot and putting it down inside there, and then around the edges of the pot I'm going to stuff the soil and use that as a mold so that when I put the root ball down in there, I won't have to break off the limbs of the plants as I try to tuck more soil in. Now I do need a little bit more soil around the edges, but it's so much easier to use this method when you have a big full pot full of plants like this. I did put in the raised bed mix and the Osmocote. As far as what's in the pots, here is the plant tag that came with it. It's got Bacopa, Calibrachoa, and Alyssum in there. I paid $25 for this pot, and I believe there are 2 plants of each of these kinds of things in there. This last little bit is my favorite, most exciting part of the day. I have these beautiful sphere trellises that I was given as a gift at Christmas time. These came from Home Depot. I'll put a link in the section down below. They open up to have 8 straps in a circle, and then I'm just tucking the feet of it down into the urn. So it took a little bit of finagling to get all of the feet to go into the right place so that they wouldn't get caught up on the sides of the urn. But when it's all done, I was just so pleased with the way this looks. I'm hoping that the Bacopa and the Calibrachoa and the Alyssum will each, over the course of the coming summer, spread out and hang down over the edges of the urn, and that in the center there, that Dracaena spike will grow taller and thicker so that it really fills up the insides of these trellises. I got 2 of them, and I just couldn't be happier with them. I just really, really love them. I think they're gorgeous. And while they may not be the showiest thing ever quite yet, just give them a couple of weeks. I think between these urns with the spheres on them and the window boxes that have purple and some pink in it, I think this is going to be a gorgeous front entryway for our home for the summer. As a quick aside, I have to admit that I love, 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 love all the violets that are in our front yard. Now, I will say that my husband doesn't agree with me there, but I think there's nothing prettier than a lawn full of violets and dandelions. I just think they're so sweet. And by the way, so do the pollinators. And let's go ahead and look at some of the other purple in the garden that I absolutely love. Yes, I love this periwinkle, the Vinca minor. I know it's invasive, but it's just so pretty. And how about this ajuga? Oh my gosh, it's looking gorgeous right now. And of course, all of my wild violets. I do love them. In between my stepping stones, in my lawn, in the flower beds, wherever they want to go is fine with me. These columbine are a new purchase this year. I haven't got them into the ground yet. I'm enjoying their flowers on the patio. What do you have going on for your spring annuals? Have you planted anything outside for the springtime? Do you wait for summer annuals to be done? Maybe you don't do annuals at all. I have a friend who says, friends don't let friends buy annuals. Well, you know, I do love annuals. I don't go crazy with them, but I do put a few in, as you can see. Well, anyway, whatever is happening in your garden, I hope it's joyful for you. I hope that your spring is coming, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.